Hey, I'm Vishal. So let me show you a method that we have been using for past 3 years to generate $50,000 every month for our clients. And none of you guys potentially use this. It's called the credit method. It's a simple setup that uses one plain text email and the results has been pretty good. So most brands overcomplicate emails. This strategy uses basic human psychology to generate revenue without destroying your margin. You already have all those welcome flows, evident checkout, evident cart, and a lot of those flows. But this one flow can help you add an extra 50 grand. So why most email leave money on the table? So they are over designed emails, which basically feels like ad or generic discounts feels abstract. Big blast trains customer to wait, and almost every brands ignore how human actually responds to offers. So if you have a 10% off your order, it's pretty impersonal, forgettable, and everyone uses it. So it's totally generic, and customer will pretty much learn to wait for next promotion instead of acting right now. So a way to test new things would be to you have 8.24 credit waiting for you. This is concrete, personal, and trigger loss evasion. The customer already feels like this money belongs to them before they even click, and it's all psychological. So the four reasons store credit converts better than a basic 10% is due to the fact of loss in aversion, ownership bias, anchoring effect, and randomness bias. So people hate losing when it's already the credit expires soon, trigger immediate action rather than save money today, and ownership bias, your 8.24 feels personal and valuable. An anchoring effect is something that most people don't even know about. It makes fixed dollar amount feel meaningful and concrete. So if you just float 10% off, it doesn't feel that meaningful compared to $8.24. And randomness bias. So we always use odd numbers like 8.24 or 6.37 to feel real and intentional. So how do you set up this flow? So what we call this flow is stored credit flow. So first of all, you have to identify your AOV. So your average order value, set that minimum cart threshold to $50 and only cart over 50 qualifies. This helps you protect your margin from low intent browsers and ensure every credit you issue is profit, and build a high intent segment for people who added to cart or started checkout above AOB but have never placed an order. This is automated revenue engine. Pre-qualify buyers who need one final push. Added to cart above $50 and place order 0 time all time. Now start this flow. So this is trigger on the segment entry, the above one. Send the credit email immediately, then a reminder after 24 hours. Optionally, we also add of 6 hours expiration nurse for maximum urgency without spamming. Structure the credit offer. Set that to 10 to 15% of the AOB. Use odd numbers. Require minimum purchase at your AOB, and it should expire in 24 to 48 hours. This allows stacking with any other offers. So numbers would look like 6, 7, 8.24, or 9.13. Never use round numbers. And the thing about this is it's write plain text only, no images, no banners, no designs at all. Just a plain email that looks personal, improves delivery, and it avoid banner blindness and builds trust through simplicity. Simplicity will always beat flashy every time. So optimize your subject line. What it looks like is you have got $8.24 waiting, your credit expired tonight. Lead with ownership and urgency. The subject line does the majority of conversion work. Test variance, track open rates relentlessly. And finally, measure conversion rate, revenue per recipient, and AOV from the flow. Scale traffic into the segment and optimize subject line to push towards that mark. So this is what a first email looks like. So the exact email that we use, you can copy this from word to word. First name, just a quick note, you have $8.24 in store credit remaining waiting to be claimed. Customization right over here, account name, account email, a credit, and expire in this hours should be something that should match that credit number. Just say valid on hours over your minimum AOB, and stacking with no offer, founder name, and finally the last email at 24 hours. So what revenue projection looks like is, let's say if you have 5,000 people, and we typically see a conversion rate of 12%. generate $600, and if you have $50 away, $3,000. And pro tips to, let's say if you want to maximize this, always use odd numbers. Set profitability threshold, like requiring minimum AOB. Create real urgency, 24, 48 hours, even 6, 7 hours really works. Then text only, strategic reminder, one initial email and one reminder, and segment relentlessly. What most people do is they segment this in a broad way. This works because of the fact that these people are high intent buyers. And finally, the underlying principle of why this works and how this works is always segment first and automate. Only send to high intent first time buyers. The segment is your profit protection layer. Without it, you are just discounting randomly. Always psychology design, ownership, loss aversion, anchoring, odd numbers always gonna be better than beautiful graphics. Always lead with behavior. I have seen this happen a lot of time where someone hires someone new and focus on designs, but at the end of the day, psychology as well as behavior is what moves people. Plain text always beat fancy, and you should have control over your margin. So what I want you to do if you want to have a maximum results from this is make a flow, name the credit method that would go out to a highest intent segment, and just make it out. Have the first flow this that sends after they join the segment, second after 24 hours reminder, and that's it. Never send this email very frequently. Send it probably once a month or once in 2 months, and you are good to go. You'll be more than in a right way to get to this $50,000 a month. Hope you have a good one. This is all for today. If you need this whole document, and you also have a link in the description, and you can use it.